Hey loves, it's me, Love Jones. I am here on this late night, early morning. I don't know, it's like 2 o'clock. I think it said 2:09. 2:09. I went to sleep early, evidently too early, because I woke up at like 12 o'clock. I woke up at about 12 o'clock, and I'm up and moving around. I'm not really sure why. I'm glad I did though, because you know what? It's something weird outside going on. I ain't figured it out yet. I went over there to where I usually I left from over there where I normally be at. Should look up and I was wondering why a truck was just sitting over there. Alabama truck, y'all know how I feel about them. And people been surrounding me for the last few years now. And I'm not sure why. So I just moved my car. I moved my car somewhere else to look up, and it's all of a sudden unmarked vans driving around. It's like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? To get away from the unmarked, the Alabama tag, just to look up and this unmarked vans driving by. You know what's so funny is I've been talking about that for like the last 2 or 3 years as well. Long as the Alabama tag's been around and the unmarked cars that's been around. Initially, I was saying, how do you go from January all the way to December buying new cars? Because that's what it looks like. You just randomly looking. Initially, I was saying I've been in the area for like 10, 11 years, and only those couple of months right around income tax season, you see all the unmarked cars, all the paper tags is what I was calling them. I'm not sure why I'm calling them unmarked cars now. That must be significant. Unmarked cars, it kind of sound like police or something. Unmarked cars. Which I feel like I be surrounded by the way. Everywhere I go, I look up and all of a sudden there's officers there, like Sheriff's County. Police cars I've never seen before. So anyway, I don't know what's in the air this Friday night, early Saturday morning, but let's see. Let's see. Decided I'm gonna get some cars, pull on them at 2 o'clock in the morning. So hey y'all, for y'all who up, hey, look at the first car popped out. No need to feel. It's like I'm just It's like, let me move around a little bit. And then I move around a little bit. Immediately start seeing stuff. It's like, oh my God, here we go again. Here we go again. But I wasn't scared of anything. I just wonder what's going on when I see stuff like that, Not just to see things, but you can kind of feel it in the air, if that makes sense. For y'all out there who can feel out energy, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. What does WSP stand for? Caden. Hey, Caden. Peter. Well, all y'all look like bots. Them names up here looks... So, not a thing. Just trying to see what's in this energy. What is in the energy? That's all. Why y'all up? Just leaving the club or something? Is that time of night on Saturday morning? People just start leaving the clubs. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. What time is it where y'all at? We don't have a profile. That's why it looks like that. $2:17. Oh, same time it is here. You in the area that I'm in. Why you up so late, Kaden? Anyway, let me pull these cards, y'all. I said I will see what's in the energy. So funny, I look like a psycho when the video first started. Me just looking into the camera, smiling. It looks weird. Can't sleep. I think I slept too early, and now I'm up. Everything happened for a reason, though, so here we are. Set your course. We're all mad here. Know where you wish to go and have a plan. Some people are upset about something. 22 could be significant. Master number 22. What are they upset about? It's so funny. Because every time I say something, every time I'm talking about something, when I start these videos, it always winds up being relevant to whatever energy I'm pulling on. And I was saying I kind of moved around. Especially after seeing that Alabama truck parked over by my car. Of course, I moved around a little bit. And the first cards out was no need to fear. And set your course, know where you wish to go, and have a plan, the right direction. I feel like someone here is moving in the right direction. You know where it is you're going. Someone doesn't like it. They don't like that. It says we're all mad here. This is more than one person. You may have a group of people here, which takes me back to the Alabama people. I'm from Alabama, by the way, so when I say the Alabama people, when I say the Alabama people, you know, it's kind of like people from my hometown. So it could be something significant about where you are from or the people from where you are, where you grew up at, maybe, if it's not necessarily where you are from. So I know people were born in a certain place, but then they grew up in other places. It's like people where you grew up at. It says we're all mad here. Someone knows what they're trying to do. Set your course. Where are you trying to go? I feel like this is talking about in life. Someone knows what they are trying to do, where they want to go in life. And it seems to be upsetting some people. You have trying to keep up. Trying to keep up here. So what you have is some people that could be from your hometown or could be from where you grew up at who are watching you take action, take these steps, moving towards your life's destiny, so to speak. Whatever it is you're destined to do, they can see you moving towards that, heading in that direction here. And you have some people who are upset about it. It says we're all mad here. They're all mad because they've been trying to keep up with you in the background and they can't keep up. So this may be someone trying to do what it is that you're doing. They may be in the same field that you work in. This could be just someone who wants the same success that you've had in life. Something about what you're doing, what you are doing, they're trying to keep up with, and they're upset because somehow they're lacking. And they're lacking because this is not their destiny. This is not their purpose. They're worried about the wrong things, in other words. They are just worried about the wrong thing. They're so focused on you, they're missing what it is that they should be doing. And this is why they're lacking. This is why they don't seem to be fulfilled, because they're not living in their destiny. They're trying to live in someone else's. Instead of focus on them and where they should be going, their direction that they're headed down here, they're focused on you. And these are people who are upset about your success. So you don't have people who are supporting you here. You got people who are mad that you don't need their support. These are people who are mad that you are accomplishing whatever it is you have accomplished without them. These are people who maybe wanted to see you stay in a certain position in life. These are people that may have once felt like they were doing a lot better than you. You could be doing better than them, or you could just be having more success than them. They could see where you are headed in life. Even if you can't see it, these people behind you, they've been watching you long enough, they can. And they've been trying to keep up with whatever direction you're going in. Only your direction is not their direction. Your path is not their path. And so them trying to keep up with you and follow you is only pushing them further and further down the wrong path. These are people who don't seem to understand that. You know, and if they're playing in spirituality, if they're playing in some type of magic or something, then That would probably explain why they don't understand that, because this could be people who feel like they can manipulate their way into someone else's destiny. You can't really tell people like that anything since they feel like they can just take it, I'm like, I'm just going to devo you out your own destiny. I'm just going to take it for myself. And so if these are people like that, that would explain why they are so focused on you and why they're upset that you still have forward movement here. If these are people that have done something to try to stop your forward movement, this is also why they are upset that you still have forward movement. Because they tried to stop it. But they can't stop what God has for you. They can't stop something that is already written for you. Look, they can't stop this. Wake up. It says it's your moment. They can't stop this. This is why they're mad. This is why they're mad. Because it's your time right now. They can't stop what it is you're walking into. They have been attempting. They have been making attempts to try to stop your shine or to try to steal your shine. They want to make sure you don't have it. Either way, if they can take it from you, they want to take it from you. But if they can just stop you from being able to use it, then they'll settle for doing that too. This is not one person. This is a group of people. And it's people you probably grew up with. People who you would think would have your back when it comes down to your success. People who you think would be cheering you on are actually in the background trying to stop you from being successful. Who in the world are you? They feel like they don't know you now, probably because they've tried all the antics they thought would work on you based off what they knew from you in the past, but they don't know who you are right now. And these are people from your past. And they probably still base whatever they've been doing off the person who they've known in the past. But people grow over time. At least you should grow. These people, I feel like, may have not grown over the years. They are still stuck in the past while you have moved forward here, which is what everyone should be doing. You should be growing. You should be learning things and growing from your past. You shouldn't be stuck. If you've been stuck over a period of years, then there's something that needs to be addressed in your life, because there are lessons you should have learned and been able to move forward. People here haven't learned their lessons. They've been stuck, and they've been trying to hold you back from doing something too. They don't know who you are right now. And at this point, they probably never will. These are people who always be in the background watching, and that's because that's where they place themselves. Instead of being supporters of you, they have been your ops. That's what they've been. Instead of being supporters of you, these have been your haters. These have been the people trying to drag you back in time. These are the people who don't want to see you beat them, so to speak, but you're not in competition with them. You're in competition with yourself. And they're in this secret competition with you. It's them trying to keep up with what it is that you are doing. And that's why they're missing out on what it is they should be doing. They're too focused on minding someone else's business. Which again is a telltale sign of being stuck and stagnant and no growth, having no growth at all, not learning lessons. stuck in karmic cycles. And this is what they are. And they're mad because you're moving forward here. Well, we had 20 minutes. That's what's in the energy. I wanted to know what it was. And that's what it is. You got people watching, people who are hating. People are irritated at your growth. People are mad because they can see you gaining momentum, some type of forward movement in your life here. And these are people who wanted to keep you stuck. Unfortunately, these are people you should have been able to trust. These are people, like I said, that should have been cheering you on, that should have had your back, that should have been there when you reached that success. And they won't be because they tried to keep you from your path. These are people who tried to knock you off your path and get on it themselves. And like I said, they have a certain path they have to take because there's certain things that they have to learn in life, and there's certain things that they should be doing in order to learn those lessons, to complete those karmic cycles out. And they're not doing that because they're too focused on your path. And so they will remain stuck, stagnant. They say stay away from still people. These are still people. They have no movement because they focused on everybody else's. This says love. That's the card just came out. It says divine source is the idea that no person, place, or thing is your salvation. Only love itself. I think that's what these people are focused on. What they lack is the love, but not only just love, they lack the love for themselves, self-love. They are more focused on the things, the people, and they feel like that's where that is going to come from. The things, the material things that they're able to get, the people who they are able to be around. And they're looking at your life and seeing you be able to do certain things. Instead of focusing on this, loving themselves, learning themselves so that they can love themselves, so that they can change the things that they have a problem with and get on their true path in life here. They're skipping that. They're trying to skip it. Karma. There's nothing from a past life that can't be addressed in the current life. So one's receiving karma here. And this could be good karma or bad karma. Karma isn't just bad. It's whatever you've been putting out. If you've been putting out negative energy, then that's what you will get. If you've been sowing negative seeds, then that's what you will receive back in return. If you've been putting out positivity, sowing those positive seeds, then that's also what you will get in return. So in this case, you have done the work on yourself. You've done the work on yourself. You've made the adjustments you needed to make. You've gotten on your path. You have forward movement here in life, and you may be given certain blessings because of the work that you've put in on yourself here. And so you'll be receiving this good karma. On the other hand, these people have not done the work. They have been out here trying to steal, kill, and destroy. That sounds like the devil's work. You know, Who's the author of confusion? The devil. That's what these people have been out trying to do. Trying to confuse the situation. Trying to confuse you. Trying to knock you off your path. It's because they're not on their right path. Because if they were on their path, then they wouldn't be so focused on you on yours. They have other things to worry about, bigger fish to fry. And so they could be reaping the fruits from the seeds that they planted, which is negativity. And so they're going through things, they're getting this negative kickback, and they're watching you have these blessings and these positive things happening to you in your life. These are people who are upset, and they're upset at the wrong person. They should be checking themselves, and instead they're trying to knock you down. They pointed that finger back at them, and they fix what it is they're doing wrong. Then they be in a receiving energy as well. They be on the good side of this karma, but look, I said receiving it. Look what's on the bottom of the deck. That's hilarious. I didn't even see that. What does it say? Every day it becomes easier to receive the highest divine plan and to trust my inner guidance. They're not receiving the plan because they're too busy trying to live your life. This is someone who wants what you have. They want to walk your path instead of their own. This is someone who can't see the blessings in being and living their own life. Well, one more. I'm not gonna make this too long. One more. My car alarm just randomly went off. There's no one even over there. Maybe they accidentally hit the button or something. I said one more, but nothing. Oh, here you go. Let's see. So I said nothing else is coming out. So sacrifice. Sometimes surrender is painful. God's cutting away all that needs to go. Illusions, obsessions, addictions. It's a sacrifice to love. No, we talk about sacrifices a lot of times. We talking about something completely different here. And I said a while ago, they don't sacrifice the right things, you know. They're too busy trying to sacrifice animals and people to try to get things quickly instead of doing the work. What you should be sacrificing are things like your ego, you know. Like it says, illusions, delusions. And that's what's going to put you in the energy that you should be in, which is the energy of love, which is the energy of manifesting, which is the energy of being able to attract things instead of having to chase it down. Someone's needing to do some sacrifices, but not the sacrifice that they are trying to do. They may have even tried to sacrifice you. They could have even tried to sacrifice you. And so if your life has all of a sudden went to hell, if it seemed like you were having issues all of a sudden out of the blue, this could be why. This is why you have so many eyes on you. This is why people are so focused on you and what it is that you're still able to accomplish, and then being mad because you're still able to have this forward movement. Because if they tried to sacrifice you, then they're expecting that forward movement to be theirs and not yours. Again, these are people who want something the quick way. They don't want to do the work for it, but you've done the work for it. And so forbid they tried to sacrifice you, a person who's done the work for it, to have quickly what it is that you've worked hard to have over time. And it's not working for them. It's not working. Why? Because you are on your path. You are on your path. You're doing exactly what you should be doing. You are being divinely guided. And these people just looking for a quick come up. And so what you have is you still receiving whatever it is that they were trying to take from you, whether that's money, success, whatever it is that they were trying to take, you're still receiving this. And this is why they're mad, because this is what they're receiving instead. That negative karma that they put out. Surrender to divine love. I wasn't, the cards just split on that. So maybe that's something somebody needs to hear. Maybe that's something they need to do. Surrender to divine love, to ask the divine to come into them, to ask them to be led down the right path instead of trying to steal somebody else's path, because it's not working, and it's only getting you this negative impact, this negative response, these negative things that are happening in your life because that's what you wish for someone else's, because that's what you were trying to give someone else while you take what they worked hard for. Can't get away with that with everybody. Some people can't be touched like that, especially the people who are being divinely guided, divinely led, divinely protected, because they are on that path, because they have chosen to do the right thing. Be one thing if it was someone like you who was just getting it easy, someone who wasn't really putting the work in on themselves like they should be. Then maybe it would have been an easy sacrifice here, but it seems like someone touched someone, or some people tried to touch someone who shouldn't have been touched, who is protected, who is on their right path. And that's what happens, it backfired. So this may very well have been the case of some people trying to sacrifice someone. And I kept getting hometown. This could have been some people from your past together trying to sacrifice you for the likes of all of them. You, a person who has done the work for the likes of people who has not done the work on themselves. People just looking for a quick come up. People who just wanted to reap your rewards. And it's not working for them. And they are all upset, and they are all watching. And if you are empathic, even a little bit, if you are intuitive, even just a little bit, you probably can feel that negative energy coming towards you. These are people who they have a problem with your success because at this point they feel like it should have been theirs. That was the plan, for them to have what you are destined to have. So yeah, you should have been the sacrifice for the good of the community or the good of the family. But this is what's happening now is for the good of them. What's happening now is to help make them better, so to speak, is to teach them the lessons that they are trying to avoid learning because you can't take the easy road out all the time. Sometimes it's actually easier to do the work, and I think that's what they're about to find out. F around and find out is exactly what they've done here. That's what they've done here. So they're about to find out real quick that they shouldn't have done whatever it is they've done. They should have just did the work. So that's what I have, y'all. I'm about to go ahead and end it here. I will be back